Hey, this is Sam. Now, I know you're listening to me right now, but I want to tell you that you can also own your home podcast. Just same way you can hear me from any platform, from any location. And it's just that easy with Anchor, right? That I'm using right now. You can record and you can also edit your podcast right from your phone, even from your computer. And one hacker, which is one reason why I joined the platform, it's easy, to distribute my platform to all other streaming platforms like Apple, like Spotify, and like many more of them. And I want to tell you also you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, and it's so easy to make that podcast. So what you need to do is just go to your Play Store right now and download the Anchor app, right? Or you go to anchor.fm to get started. So enjoy your day and keep listening to my podcast. Hey, this is Sam. Now, this goes to all healthcare professionals. Now, we just need to bring up this topic again. I know I've had trainings, I've come up with materials, video calls that people can purchase. But it is still awesome that we shouldn't stop digging it, we shouldn't stop talking about it. It's about content creating. Content is just the center point for everything. Even if you own a website, you want to put traffic to your website, you need content. You have a good product, you have a good services, you need to attract more patients, you need to write content, you need to pull several email subscribers, you need content. Now, if you have those email subscribers, you want to nurture them, you will use content. So content has become that ideal strictly for a lot of professionals, not owning the professionals in the healthcare field. So I'm looking at coming up with ideas, especially for professionals that need to start a healthcare blog. Yes. Because the healthcare blog favors in content is style, and you all see them ranging from complimentary or the topical issues to patient sharing different experiences. Okay, we also come up with educating more patients on the management of an illness, and also your blog will be written by a doctor, nurses, health researchers, patient also. And also you could get some digital marketers or some hire some agent, to add much of richness and diversity into your conversation. All right, and so I can say creating a blog is relatively easy. Apart from focusing on making sure, apart from that your content is rich, making sure it's also optimized for visibility. The challenge lies in consistently updating those content. And if you're still struggling to come up with new ideas, majorly on a regular basis for your blog, then this is why I'm here. All right. If you just listen to me, this is Sam Halaby. I know on my online store, there is a particular material that's actually helping a lot of people where I have about 120 content ideas that can actually help anybody struggling with creating content. Even if your content idea brings the juice dry up, that will only refresh that juice to come up. But let's come and show some ideas that you can actually add to your marketing. I feel this is going to help you. All right, so if you need a topic for your healthcare blog, here are great ideas to get you started. It could be up to 10 or 12 or 9, but let's dig it right now. Number one, learn to share facts about a common medical condition. All right, the focus is always what kind of question do your patient most frequently ask about a specific medical condition. All right, and it's easy for you. You can just compile a list of those frequently asked questions and answer them on your blog. In your conversation, your interviews, your consultation, people ask questions, and this is the way easily why I get things to talk about on my podcast, on my blogs, even on my Instagram, on my LinkedIn pages. What it's so easy because I get most common asked question: why is this like this? Why is this like this? What can I do for this? hello doctor. So it will be easy for you to do. So start by sharing answers to those commonly asked questions. And if somebody is asking, I do frequently, I frequently do experience this sharp pain under my knee. So possibly you are an expert in that area, and I heard I should do this and that, but I feel from you expert, it's always really about what is the right way. That could be a question. Or you say, most times when I'm about to sleep and anytime I bend this way, I always have this stomach disorder. That could be a topic you should write about. So just take your time, compile those lists. Before you know, you possibly might have up to like 30 content topics or content headline to shoot. Okay, number 2 is go for curated content. You've never heard of curated content. It's just content created by others that you select to share with your own audience. I have to admit it at this time that creating content takes time, right? Especially if you want to come up with original posts. I don't have issues with that. It is good. I do write strictly original posts, and also I do use curated content. And if you've been following me, you know any of my social media pages and website, if I'm using a curated content, I give credit to where it's copied from. I give credit to who wrote it. I give credit to the original post, even if I'm adding my conversation. But it's just that curated content could be a valuable blog post from a company in your field, in your expert in your niche. All right, and it has a lot of benefit. One of those is making you also a thought pattern. Yes, a thought leader in your field, and also it helps you to build more connection. Okay, it provides value more to your customer. Maybe you are thinking of an answer to a question, and someone, an expert, have a valuable resources about it. Instead of you stressing yourself to create stuff, you can just bring that content to your platform, share with your audience, credit the source, credit the writer, and you're able to use curated content. It's applicable, but just make sure you stay within the fact. And there's some content possibly you don't need to copy. You need to request permission from whoever put it down there before you use it. All right, let me have 3 to eat. Number 3, if you are rolling out a new program, a product, or a services, this is time to write a blog post to introduce it, highlight its features and benefits. Right, you're thinking, what am I going to write today? Are you coming up with a program? Do you have a plan to launch a product or a services? This might be time to talk about it. Create series of topic about it. We are launching XYZ. A teaser about XYZ. What you never know about XYZ that's going to benefit yourself. 5 tips no one is telling you about XYZ. All right, doing these will help you to use XYZ when it is out. Those are topics, those are headlines that you can use. All right, number 4 is you can predict or comment on latest healthcare trends. I've said and also put together some trends. I've also put together some statistics. I saw somebody wrote about it. I did more research about it, and that turned out to be a blog post for me. So there are trends in your niche, there are trends in your industry, and you can pull them together. You can predict, you can comment on them, and you know what? Readers enjoy learning about it. And if it's coming through your blog, particularly, that is a normal way or a rich way of sharing your own unique perspective. Always remember, setting up a blog for your platform is not just to write blah blah blah. Our feed should be rich and unique enoughly to drive patients to your page, convert them, nurture them, and also to position yourself as a thought leader in that field. All right. Number 5 is you can create a poll. Right. One of the format of content, one content format is an engaging content type, and poll and quiz are one of those types. And what will I say? They actually do get all this attention. You possibly might be familiar with how people creating poll on Twitter and also on LinkedIn. It's really lovely when you have that on your website. There are several tools, plugins that can actually achieve that for you. If I tell you, poll always boosts engagement, because it always makes your participant or the reader to be curious about the result. And people always want to call me, people want to share their thoughts. Even if you share poll on your social media pages, you see the way people are really interested to vote, to share their thoughts. So it's applicable to you. You can just pull a poll also on your blog. It's lovely, it's fun, it's shareable, and it also is a good addition to your content strategy. All right, so number 6, you're a doctor, you're an ethical professional. You can write about a typical day in your working life as an ethical professional. Now, this is storytelling format. For me, it's always hard to do that. There are times where I just pick up Friday and I tell you my task completed for the day. Yeah, that is lovely for me. Or a patient came to your table, visit you at a consultation, and you saw another side. You can pick a story from that. But one thing I feel people need to be careful around that is you just need to be careful not to write about specific patient or to commit any breaches of privacy, or confidentiality. I think you know a lot about that, but there are times you can just talk about how you're able to drive through the traffic, how you are able to get your kids to school, how you were able to beat down the rain, how you were able to beat the traffic, how you were able to beat the queue and get to your, for your online consultation, how you had a network diversion, to have your webinar or to have your telehealth practices. For me, I feel even sharing about taking a picture, it's enough. These are topic, these are an idea. All right, number 7, am I correct? One of the things that also help content is track calendar. Should I say that again? Always learn to track, seasonal, cultural, industry event on your calendar. What is happening on January 1? What is happening on August 13? What is happening on September 30th? What is happening on November 17? What is happening on December 25th? You need to know what is going on. What are the international days? Today is the World Day for Heart Day. Today is the World Day for Seasonal Family. There are a lot of funny days too. Donut Day, Friendship Day. Bring your kids to office day. I've seen several days like that. Okay, so one thing that you can learn to track, write a blog post which fits the theme. All right, do something that fits the theme. All right, maybe it's an holiday season. You can just say how to eat healthy, during the holiday season. It's wet time, or it's sunny time, or there's an event that is going on. It's Halloween. There might be something that you can relate with your Halloween related to your brand. That is a blog post on their own. Number 8 is you can share the latest medical research. All right. Yes. If you've been to a conference recently where you learn about the new medical research, or you read about latest research in the medical journal, it could be fun when you allow your reader to know about it through your blog. All right, just provide full references and link to online publication for people to read more. I've seen that a lot on several platforms, at a consultant and a medical institution, a clinic. All right, so you can always learn to share latest medical research. It's lovely for people to know that you're actually building yourself as an expert. And let me just add this to it, which is going to be number 9. You can invite a guest blogger, all right, ask a colleague to write a guest blogs or an area of our expertise. I've seen a lot of platforms. Sometimes look at Mayo Clinic, look at what's the name. There are a lot of platforms like that, owned blog runs by medical institution, by clinic, by hospitals. They always have all the expert writing. They also have an expert from outside, contributors that can join in. Right, so yes, I feel your blog should be open up to contributors. Get people who might want to write. It could be a friend, it could be a colleague. Just let people have something to write, okay? And so that it don't just be all your ideas all the time. Somebody can fit in. You can also interview an expert. All right, you can just choose a respected ethical professionals, interview them for your blog. I do that a lot. Most time when I do interview, it's easy for me to convert to podcast, to video, write about it, and put it on my blog post. So there are a lot of ideas that you can generate that can help your blogs to be updated regularly, okay? And alternatively, you contact several experts. There are a lot of experts, them. that you can talk about. And you can also write about trendy topics. Right, just make sure you provide some unique perspective on a trendy topic. Find out what is hot. All right, go to Google Trend, be on Twitter, even right now TikTok, Instagram Reel. Make it to see what is happening. If you follow up some news site, media site, it's easy for you to know what is trending, and you should not be outdated. I love doctors, I love healthcare professionals that are really fully inclined with what is going on, and it's easy. You just talk about them, you use those hashtags, you jump on those trends. They can be cool for you for your blog, and it's not bad if you always provide some weekly roundup of healthcare news. You can just gather the news, healthcare news, into a random post. What am I saying? All right, what I'm just saying, it's easy. You can just gather some weak healthcare news in some posts, give link, give attribute, put a reference, and credit the source. All right, because it makes your work so unique. So can we just do a brush through? All right, gathering ideas for your blog, it's easy. All right, so I talks about a common medical question. You can share facts, you can provide answer. I talks about using curated content. All right, also, if you have a new program, product, or services, it's time to talk about it. All right, you can also predict and comment on latest trend. All right, create a poll also, and you can share what is happening in your work life, in your professional life. You can share it with us, and also learn to track international seasonal event on your calendar, and create a topic around it. And also, I spoke about make sure if you've attended a conference or you learn about the new research, you can also share that. Also, you can interview an expert, get the contributors in the other niche to write on your blog. Focus on trendy topics. They might be good idea to get a blog or headlines on your blog. And also, you can share some news, to round up a news roundup for the month, a news roundup at the end of the week. These are thought patterns and ideas and more people can use, to get several headlines and blog titles for the blog. All right, I feel, these are just suggestions. These are ideas that you can play with, you can feel with. If you got more suggestions, you know how to shoot me an email to talk@samuelhalabi.com, or you go to samuelhalabi.com, or you can just put comment in anywhere you are listening to this podcast. I would love to hear from you. I would love to, to see how you're growing with your brand, your practices online, and shoot your head marketing online. I remain Sam, the head marketing guru. Right. Do enjoy your day and keep growing your practice.